The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance. Some of the most intelligent people enjoy cursing. It doesn't matter what your vocabulary is.
It's a part of vocabulary.
It's just something about, like, sometimes you don't want to use a big word to describe.
And it adds more enthusiasm. It adds more intent. It adds more.
I get it, but there's also a way to limit it, too. So
of course, if you're in, like, a professional setting, you don't want to be doing that because you don't want to come off a certain way. But in, like, a chill, laid-back setting, which I want this to be, I kind of, although, obviously, we're not just saying just that. Yeah. But if you have to do it to get your point across, I encourage it.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back, Polar Bears listeners. What is this? Episode 4 of PB. Welcome back. It's your host, Sage, the Cancer. And we have here the mysterious Madi.
I wouldn't say mysterious, but hey.
You give it a little mysterious.
How y'all doing?
Got
Welcome.
the hat on. I can't even see your eyes.
Doing good, thank you.
And we have here Bree, our dear friend Bree. We don't even know who Bree is for real. I'm sure the listeners are wondering, who is Bree?
Well, let's just start by, my name is Sabria Monet. And I'm a person who just multifaceted.
Multifaceted. I like that.
Yes.
And how did I meet Bree? I met Bree through Madi. That's Maddie's friend. They be doing hair, nails, and lashes together.
Actually, our first conversation was not through Madi.
Wait, really?
Yes.
We met each other before Madi?
Yes. It was actually by the cafeteria. You was talking to Sade.
Oh, really? I could have sworn I met you before that.
It was like by the security desk.
I remember that. But I thought we met before that. That might have been the first meeting. What did you think of me when you first met me?
I didn't have no thoughts of you.
Really? That's rare.
I mean, I didn't know you.
People usually, but off of like first impression, people usually have something to say.
I don't feel like we had enough of a conversation for me to have anything to say. Because it was like a meet and greet and just passing. Your conversation was with Sade. It wasn't with me. So that wasn't enough for me to have any kind of thought or impression of you.
You know what I thought? I thought because by your look and your eyes, I thought you were judging me.
No.
For some reason, you have like stern eye, like a stern look. I'm kind of like intimidated sometimes.
No, I'm not. I don't judge people, honestly.
Maddie, if you don't put your computer away.
I'm trying to submit something. You were late, sir.
What that mean? That means you should be already wrapped up.
No, that means I'm finishing up. I'm about to be done.
All right. So we have Bree today. Yeah, shout out to Bree for being here. This is kind of new to her. It's still new to us, but you know what I'm saying, we're winging it. This is the first pod of a while. We always say that every episode, but we'll continue to keep saying that until we get back in business for real. But what's been happening so far? I feel like a lot has happened since the last episode. We've had the election. We have a new president coming in.
Yeah.
No thoughts about a new president?
I prefer not to share my thoughts.
Really?
Yeah, because
You're here to share your thoughts.
Not on politics. I just feel like that's not something that I indulge enough in.
Like you're not educated enough in.
Yeah, I don't follow it. Yes, basically, because I don't follow it enough to be able to really give my opinion and be able to stand on it with facts of what's happening. So
I feel the same way.
I prefer not to have those type of conversations. Not on this type of platform. With my family and personal in the house, yeah, but not.
Now we got people listening.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way in uneducated conversation about it. We can talk about the things that we see, right? So my thoughts are, at first I was like, darn, I want to say darn. It might not be. It might not be like it wasn't the result we were expecting or hoping for. But after like sitting with it, I'm like, this might not be as bad as people like put it out to be. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be awful. I don't think that. So now in hindsight, looking back at the campaign and all of that stuff, I do think that the opposition side did spread a lot of, I think, hate and misinformation about each other. So it made the waters hella muddy. So now we all think such horrible things about the other side, but I don't think it's to that extent. Like, they're not that bad. I don't think Trump is going to be that bad.
Yeah, no comment.
I can't pull nothing out of y'all.
Yeah, because I just feel like outside of the personal attacks, like looking past that, it was like, what were they giving? But again, I can't really give too much on that.
Well, we're going to have to live through it, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
We just have to, day by day, honestly.
Wasn't it interesting, though, seeing a lot of their personalities through, like, podcasts and new forms of media and stuff? Like, we see Kamala laughing and doing her shenanigans.
I don't follow politics.
Really? Yeah, I don't really follow it enough
Yeah.
to keep up or give you any examples besides what I saw personally. And I only saw where Beyonce spoke or, did that little situation. And then she also had Meg Thee Stallion perform.
How do you feel about that? Like,
I feel like she has to target a different audience. And in order to get to that audience, she has to go through certain people in order to engage with them. So it was definitely a move that needed to be made, and she made it.
So you think it was a smart strategy?
I wouldn't say if it was smart or not. It was just the move that was
Something that had to
made,
be
and
done.
that's something that I noticed.
Okay.
So I like that. They both from Houston.
You think? Shout out to Beyonce. You know that's your idol.
I wouldn't say my idol, but we're both from Houston.
Okay. Hometown.
Yeah.
Who's from your hometown?
Actually, a lot of people. Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill.
Where is your hometown?
Newark, New Jersey. I'm
Really?
born and raised here. Yes.
Shout out to Newark, New Jersey. That's my assumed hometown. That's my American hometown. Who's from my hometown? Lagos, Nigeria. Who's from my hometown? You don't like the Burna Boys. We know them.
Okay.
We know them. The Wiz Kids. Y'all familiar? Y'all tapped in?
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you should. What else happened? We had a fight this past weekend.
Here?
No, he's talking about
The legend,
yeah,
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's how much I'm in tune with the outside world. I forgot all about that.
But
it was a money move.
It was
definitely
a money move. He kind of said that, didn't he? That he just...
I'm not sure, but anybody coming out of retirement is money.
He
to
showed
be
his ass,
made.
literally.
Yeah, so
He showed his ass.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't see him showing his ass?
That's all I saw, but I didn't watch the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... First off, I think it was a pretty revolutionary move by Netflix because, there's been a huge move from cable to streaming. A lot more people are now streaming through Netflix, HBO, Hulu, whatever. And now they're trying to incorporate live TV. But live TV in the sense that it's not pay-per-view. It's available to all their subscribers. And for this event, I think it was a good move, but they weren't expecting the amount of people that were going to be tuning in to watch that.
Yes, because it kept glitching out.
Yes.
I feel like this
And that
was a
annoying.
preparation for more things to come.
For more to come.
Because the Super Bowl is about to be
That's true.
On Netflix as well?
Premiering on Netflix. Yeah, I only know
That's
that
a
because
huge
Beyonce got the
thing.
halftime show.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought it was Kendrick.
It's Beyonce.
She thinks it's Kendrick.
I don't know.
No?
I really don't follow, so I find out when people share with me.
Well, I'm sharing with you. Beyonce
But
is
there was a
going to
whole
be in the
thing where
halftime.
Lil Wayne was supposed to be on the halftime show.
That was
He
in,
started
if it
crying
was
on the
going to
internet.
be.
In Louisiana.
Yeah, it's in Houston.
Oh, well, that.
Really?
Really?
We might
Unless I
to-
have the
we
wrong
might have to
information.
confirm.
Okay, well, we could
Oh.
confirm later on.
Okay, it's not that important.
It's not.
But yeah, I think it might be time to put some money in Netflix stock.
I think it's
That's
She's
what
the
they're
financial advisor. Go ahead, tell us what you
well,
think.
I'm not that familiar with stocks, but honestly, it's been time to put money into Netflix. Netflix has been coming up, and they're going to continue to grow because, like you said, cable is really coming to an end. We really just purchase Wi-Fi. Like, that's the main necessity. And once you have Wi-Fi, you can have anything.
So on the other side of that, I did hear that because of that, cable might make a comeback because of the failure of it. They're saying, wait, cable might be a necessity.
Is it cable or Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I don't know about cable. Cable being
Yeah,
a necessity.
Because
That's something we're going to have to research then.
but that live stream for
But that's that can be fixed. The same way cable has found a way to keep it up, Netflix can too. Like that's not something that can't be fixed. And this was the first time that they did something of live streaming. So all they're gonna do is
Keep
see the
going up.
problems and keep going up. Exactly. They have technicians and engineers who are gonna make sure that Netflix get the goal that they want, and that's so that they can live stream.
It was just a learning curve.
Yeah.
for Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of learning curves, when's black people gonna learn to stop using lemon and vinegar to wash their chicken? That's something that's been on my mind for this past week. I don't know, it just irks me. Please tell me y'all do not wash your chicken with lemon and vinegar.
I wash
do.
my seafood with lemon.
Why?
That's just like how you season food.
You do?
I do. Why would
Why?
you not?
Because it doesn't serve a purpose.
So how do you clean your food?
So, food, meat, like chicken,
Yeah.
I think it's okay to rinse it and rinse off all the, let's say, physical dirt that could possibly be on it. But lemon and vinegar is not killing any germs or any bacteria that's possibly on the chicken.
Do you know
Lemon
you can
and
use
vigor
that-
is an acid. Yeah.
Acids do not have antibacterial properties.
But you can use vinegar to help clean.
You can use vinegar to help,
Like you can clean with vinegar. That's a thing.
but not to eliminate bacteria. You can eliminate smells, possibly
It's just something you clean,
sliminess.
just like you rinse it off. You gonna cook it anyway. The bacteria is gonna
Exactly.
die.
Exactly.
So that doesn't
what's the
mean
purpose
don't
of
use
using
water, lemon and
lemon?
vinegar.
What's the purpose of using lemon and vinegar?
It just makes you feel like it's a little bit cleaner before you
Exactly.
put
It's a
something else
feeling.
on it.
Okay.
Okay, well,
And you
sorry, I
feel like
haven't
just
done the
water.
research. Yeah, I think I'll do
I've done
a
the
little bit
research, I'm
more.
telling you.
You've done the research?
Yes.
And the research has shown that there is no proven effect from
Using
lemon and
and
vinegar?
vinegar, yes. There's no proven antibacterial properties.
All right, you got it.
Well, I love that for you, but for my mental sake, I'm gonna continue to wash my chicken with vinegar and lemon.
So you're not going to let go of these black stereotypes?
It's not.
I don't think
only
that's a black stereotype.
Yeah, it's not, because I know people of other cultures who do the same exact thing. So it's not just a black thing. However, that's not something that's important enough to feel like I need to let this go or I need to keep it because it's not affecting my livelihood in any manner.
I mean, you could be more efficient by using less time to cook your chicken.
In my time in cooking my chicken is not affecting me, so I'm gonna continue to clean the way that I want to.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm such a hater.
Moving right along. What we got up next?
Anything on your minds this past weekend? This past week or weekend?
My days are running together.
Same.
No, my weekend. Oh, there was a Tony Robbins convention. Have you heard of him?
No, what is that?
So he's a motivational speaker. He spoke at the Prudential Center for the past 3 to 4 days. And I learned about him.
Tony Robbins. Is he on YouTube?
Yeah, it should be.
Why is he so important?
I don't know much about him. I just learned about him.
Did
But
you
the
feel
people that
motivated?
went to the convention spoke highly of him and said that it was worth every penny in their investment. So that's cool.
Okay. I'm on the other side of the fence.
That's fine.
Motivational speakers are like strippers.
Explain.
Let me cook.
Please.
Let me cook, right? We like them, but we don't need them.
You don't
Okay.
need them.
You need strippers?
I'm not saying.
All right.
So, like, I wouldn't put them in the same category because
at all.
a stripper, going to see a stripper, that's a luxury.
That's
is
a fantasy.
entertainment.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fantasy.
If you paid your hard-earned money to go see a motivational speaker, to do
That
what
is-
for you?
Sometimes people don't have that in themselves. People don't have the ability to speak greatness into themselves. People don't have the ability to alter their mindsets and to learn more for themselves. And sometimes people need other people to speak those things into them. So that's what motivational speakers do. They speak because there's a group of people who need to be spoken to and need to hear these things to help them progress in life and be who they want to be. That's a choice. If you feel like you don't need a motivational speaker to help you progress and get to the next level and learn better things about yourself, that's absolutely fine. But there are people who need that. They just don't have that same power and strength within themselves to progress in that manner.
So you think they deserve all the money that they get paid, or like the tickets bought?
It's not up to deserve what it's for somebody.
Exactly.
To decide what they deserve.
So it's up to the value they provide.
Yes,
Pretty much.
because they've reached the crowd. So they're doing the work. And if they have something to contribute and they feel like their words are of value, so why not charge what you're worth?
Okay. You changed my view on that. But would you pay to go see one?
There are certain
There's some people I would go pay to see.
Yeah.
It's just like going to pay to go see a concert, going to pay to go see a movie.
Exactly. And I feel like I will go and pay to see a motivational speaker, because if I'm paying my money, I feel like I'm going to learn something. That means that I feel like this person is intelligent and what they're talking about is something that I can learn from. It's not just something that I feel like is going to motivate me and push me to the next level, but it's going to increase my knowledge of a certain subject or topic for whatever reason I chose to pay my money to go see this person.
Now, I don't think motivational speakers do that, though. I think that they...
How about you go and see for yourself? Because in my defense, they had a physical book to read, and then they had a little workbook to fill out. So within that workbook, it was little modules and subjects that you can go in and learn as he's teaching throughout the days.
Of a specific topic?
Of a bunch of topics. I didn't go through and read them, but I did skim through them. Somebody let me see theirs.
Okay.
I mean, why would you feel like you're not learning something if you're listening to a motivational speaker? Because they have to speak from somewhere. They have to get what they're saying from somewhere. And it's going to be a combination of life experiences, but also through reading.
Yeah, so I can admit that there is a value from someone telling you to, get up and go. Like, you can do this. It's not over. It's not the end. You can still make it to the finish line. But that's not... So there's a value to that, but that's not speaking on a specific topic. Like, they wouldn't know what lane you're in. Like, okay, I'm a comedian. They couldn't tell me something that I should do specifically as a comedian to get to the next level. But they can say, just keep going, just keep working harder, and
So what you're looking for is a mentor and not a motivational speaker. If you want someone who's going to show you as a comedian how to get to the next level, then you want a mentor.
Right. So
And
my thing is,
a motivational speaker is just to help you think in a different mindset.
Yeah, but if we all had mentors, would there be any need for motivational speakers?
Yes, because a mentor is just to guide you in your career field to the next level. That's what a mentor is.
A mentor is a individual that's going to help you specifically achieve your goals individually. A motivational speaker, you can take what you learn from them and apply that to you. It's just like when you go to class, a teacher is teaching the whole class, but you're going to learn according to your learning style. You're going to take it differently.
And that's why they have different teachers, because different teachers have different teaching styles.
Okay.
You have more than one motivational speaker. So you will find the motivational speaker who speaks to you in your lifestyle and understanding you. That's the thing. Although we feel like we go through things personal and people may not understand us, there's always someone who's going through something similar. So they can speak on their life experiences and you can relate because you went through something similar. Y'all may have not had the same reaction or response to the event that is similar, but it's similar. So you can be like, we can relate on this. This is something that you can talk about. So if they're telling you how they got through this instance or this situation from their standpoint and what helped them get to the next level, that's just going to show you, if you was able to get from this same situation that I was in and be where you are, I can also do the same thing.
Okay. Speaking of learning styles and teaching styles, that's going to bring me to today's meat of the pod. So we're in school, and when you're in school, we're predominantly here to develop our brains. Like, believe it or not, we're all specifically using our brains in different ways. And that's kind of fascinating, no?
I agree.
Yeah, it's like we're all like just brainy and like smart, I guess. Can you go to school and not be smart?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
To be smart is something you can learn. So even if you lack in some areas, if you have the will and want to learn, then you can learn to be smart. But then I think that there's levels to being smart, because you can be smart like in the beauty field, like Madi does lashes. I don't know that much about lashes, so if we're having a conversation about lashes, she'll be able to give so much more information on that area because that's what she does. So she's smart in that area. And I do hair. I know a lot more about hair, so we're having a conversation. I'll be able to speak more on it, and I'll be smart in that area. So I think that you can be smart in different areas.
Okay, so intelligence is subjective, but do you think that there's an objective way to gauge intelligence, i.e. an IQ test? Do you think those have a standing? Which is going to bring me to my first topic, or first note on the brain truths and misconceptions. Are IQ tests valid?
I've never taken an IQ test.
Me neither. I want to, though. Like, I want to know how. Am I up there? I think I'm pretty up there. You know?
However,
I think I'm pretty high up there.
However, I have heard.
I don't know why you laughing.
That they have proven. I haven't done the research myself, but someone did tell me that it was proven that IQ test doesn't really measure anything.
I've seen that as well. That it's not a foolproof way of gauging somebody's intelligence.
Yeah, because I think it depends on what you're asking, too, and what is like. I feel like if you're gonna give some test, then there needs to be some basic foundation to what you feel everyone should know, and then even that varies because it goes back to there's going to be different areas where people know more of this than they do of that. So if I'm taking a test that has more questions of an area that I'm not that familiar with, of course that test is going to say I'm unintelligent. But if I take another test that is more familiar, more with questions that I'm familiar in, then it's going to show that I'm more intelligent. So I don't know what the grounds of a foundation would be to be able to test everyone's IQ.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Maddie?
I would say if somebody has a high IQ, I would be intrigued in getting to know their brain a little bit more. I wouldn't necessarily take everything they say and live by it, but I would give them some credit because there's some validity to the test, you know. So they might have a high IQ in some things, but they might know nothing about other things. So I would just take it and see what I can learn from them, because if we take the same test and you score a little bit higher than me or a lot higher than me, I'm pretty sure there's some things that I can learn from you. So
That's true too.
I'm going to take it like that.
I have a proposition.
Okay.
We all take an IQ test and come back to the next pod. So we see who's
Look,
more.
man, I take enough tests now. I'm not trying to go take one for fun. But if you really want to, sure.
But on that, I don't think if somebody has a higher GPA than me, that they're smarter than me.
I just feel like they just put in a little bit more work than you. They don't necessarily
Fair.
have to be smarter than you, but in order to have a high GPA,
They
there's
put
some
in
work
some
that
work.
comes with it.
I can agree because there's different learning styles, like too. I'm a person where I'm hands-on. I love to engage in conversation, so I like going to class. That's something I enjoy because I enjoy the conversations that can happen about the topics that we're having. However, I don't like doing the actual work outside of the class. Like, I understand. It's not that I don't understand and I can't. I just don't like it.
Facts.
And so sometimes I might give my absolute all, and then sometimes I just might be like, I'm going to just do enough to get this assignment done and get a good grade. So it
Learning
definitely
styles are
depends
not real.
on the work that you put in.
I disagree with that.
Learning styles are not real.
That's,
Okay.
I don't
agree.
either. I don't agree either.
Let me present my argument. So it's been shown through studies that learning styles, however they might appeal to common sense, if you put it to the test, there's no one person that has one specific learning style.
Of course.
It's shown that for different topics require different means of engagement. So if you're not engaging for that right specific topic, regardless of your learning style, you will not learn. For example, what would you say your learning style is, your predominant learning style? Most people will say visual. Everybody says visual because it's so easy to be engaged to something that's visual.
No, I'm hands-on.
So you're hands-on.
Yes.
So if I was to teach you history in form of, let's say, in a hands-on way, like I took you down to the museum of something, do you think that would be a better way for you to learn history?
Yeah. But
Wait, I think
that also, that's more visual too. Like, I wouldn't really put like,
What would be a hands-on way of learning history?
I don't know. That's history wouldn't be. It depends on what history is, like what part of history you're talking about. But I don't, as of right now, I can't think of how history would be hands-on.
Yeah.
But I'm more of like a, if you want me to learn how to do something, show me, like, and let me do it with you, and then I can learn. Like,
Right.
But when it comes to school, let's talk about it. Let's discuss this.
And
Not
like in
just-
class, not just you telling me and just
Exactly.
getting in
Like,
front of
let's,
class and talking and talking and talking.
like, we can have a conversation about it. That's how I like to learn, through
Right, right.
conversation.
But my overall argument on learning styles is that certain topics require, let's say, one particular type of learning style. Like, let's say for math, my like gripe with most math teachers is that they get up to class and they just go to the board and start doing math and just let the students watch. That is a horrible way of teaching math, in my opinion.
No, they should let you do it too.
Exactly. To help students learn how to do math, like you have to you have to do the math with your hand to really be into it. And that's I've been taught math that way before. I had one specific teacher and I was like, whoa, this is like awesome. Like, why don't the rest of the math teachers know this. And you would have math teachers come up and say, "Oh, the students are just this and that. They don't pay attention." No, you're not working on your craft. You're not a good teacher. But that's my my thoughts on learning styles is that if someone would say they're a visual learner, you have to you can't learn things another way, which is, I don't think that's true. You can learn things in a variety of ways. So that's why I think learning styles are not real.
I don't think what you described is that learning styles are not real. I think what you described is that we don't have just one learning style. And so depending on what it is that we're learning, it will shift.
Okay.
Which is valid because certain things require certain skills from you. So like you said, history. History is not something that I can think of how it could be a hands-on, especially in class, but we can have a conversation about it. We can talk about it. Like we can discuss this rather than you just reading to me and just talking to me. Let's actually engage in conversation. But some teachers don't know how to do that. But then also, too, in your example about math and math teachers, I think it depends on the level of math that you're talking about and what the teacher's requirement and expectations are of the students at this level. Because at a younger age, when you're in like elementary school and even in high school, it is a lot more hands-on and come do this problem and do that problem, and you have time to do that in the class to work on these problems hands-on. But then when you get to a college level, it's a lot more fast-paced. So it's really based off of note-taking and then doing the assignments to exercise what it is in notes that you were taking. And that's why they give you tutoring and all of these things so that you can, and I guess you can say, expand and further your understanding of the topic.
But in the same breath, we are paying for tuition. We're paying to be taught. So I'm not paying to go to a tutor. You're supposed to do the job of a tutor. Tutor me, teach me how to do this in the class. I feel like if I have to go to a tutor after class every time, you're not doing your job as a teacher.
But who's to say
I disagree with that.
Yeah, because who's to say that is the whole class not understanding or are you not understanding? And now you're asking the teacher to give you more attention because you're not understanding what's being taught. But how many students are in the class and there's only one teacher? So now you're asking him to slow down because you're not understanding, while there's other students who may be right where he is and understanding what it is that he's teaching. So if you do need more help, that's what tutoring is for. The tuition goes to the classes, yes, but all of the other resources that we need to make sure that we can pass our classes.
Let me hear from you, Maddie. What you got to think? Well, what are your thoughts on what you got to think? What?
I think everything was pretty much said already. As far as like learning styles, I learn always.
So I said, if I have to go to a tutor after class every time, you're not doing your job as a teacher.
I want more. I feel like I want to make A's. Sometimes I battle with myself about feeling not good enough when I don't get the grade that I want. So in order for me to feel prepared and to me to know that I did my best, I want to make sure I take advantage of all the resources. I'm going to ask my classmates. I'm going to go to my tutors. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to ask my professor during her office hours or his office hours, like, what's up? Like, tell me in your way how to do this so I can make sure I'm doing it right or wrong.
But let's take the class as a whole. If half of the class has to go to a tutor, do you think the teacher is doing his job?
How would you know if half the class is half the class?
Let's say hypothetically, we know that half the class is going to tutors. Is the teacher doing his job?
But what are the reasons for these students to go to tutors?
I don't care what the reason is.
But that
I just
matters.
feel like it just needs a little bit more evaluation for both. Like, what are the students not getting? What are the professors not getting? And where is the disconnect? Because that professor got there for a reason.
And that's where I think that's the flaw. So professors are judged based off of what degree they got, what masters they got. And being knowledgeable and being able to teach, I feel like those are two different things. You could be as knowledgeable as possible, but if you're not skilled in getting a message across, you're just not a good teacher.
That's true. I can agree to that. I can agree because you can be very knowledgeable but don't know how to. And I don't think that is necessarily how to teach, because they can teach and be able to reach a certain group of people. However, I think it'll be more so knowing how to be more relatable when they teach. So it's understanding on all levels. And if you see that your class or the crowd that you're talking to isn't understanding you, then being able to rephrase what you're saying in a different manner so that they can understand.
Exactly my point. If you're a teacher and every time you come to class, your class is always like, it's dull, there's nothing going on. I think that you have to reevaluate your teaching style or your teaching skills. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of what I would say blame on the students as to, you're not doing your part, and, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And sometimes the teachers got to get critiqued too.
So I think it goes hand in hand, because when you're in college, it's really an independent-based study. And so, yes,
but
you
not
have
while you're paying for tuition.
But yes,
where are you getting that from? Do you feel like just because you're paying tuition, you're supposed to be like handheld and walk through everything? If I'm independently
studying, I can pay for books and pay for all of that stuff, but I shouldn't be paying for tuition.
You can.
Tuition is literally to be taught.
But this is how it's ran. This is how the system is ran.
The system is flawed.
And so, again, college is more of an independent study. Like, you're not going to go to class and the professors is not going to read you each chapter. So it's up to you to do the work. And because if you feel like this teacher isn't teaching, if you were more proactive in your studies and you were reading the chapters so that you can come to class with questions, that's going to make the teacher teach, because you have questions. And so if the students are not being proactive and you're not reading before you come to class so that you know at least some foundation of what's going to be talked about, then how can you expect the professor to truly think that y'all are doing the work or understanding or not understanding if you're not being proactive?
As much as I'm enjoying this like conversation, we do have to move on to like a different aspect. But in closing, I do feel like with engagement, you can we motivate students to do certain things. If your student is looking forward to your class, like is feeling very engaged in that class, they're going to want to go home and say, do a reading just so they can come back the next day and have a discussion on that topic. If the whole class, I feel like if the whole class is, let's say, if most of your class is feeling engaged, the rest of the students are going to not want to feel left out. They're going to want to do what they have to do so they can come to class and be engaged. But I think that it doesn't start with the students. It starts with the teachers. Okay, moving on. That was a little heated. No, yeah.
No, not heated.
Good conversation though. Shout out to us. But anyways, do we use 10% of our brains?
I don't even know what 10% is.
Have you ever heard that? Like,
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I think the max you can use is like 30 or something.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
I've heard it before.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know, because I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what 10% truly is.
Yeah, what that.
Let me break it to y'all. Okay. What I have found out in preparation of this episode is that is indeed false. And we, at most times, use 100% of our brains. Low-key, I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping that there was something I could take that would make me use more of my brain. Now I'm like a superhuman. But I'm already using 100, so I guess that's kind of disappointing.
So you're saying the average human is using 100% of their brain?
Yeah.
Really?
During, while you're active, let's say now we're in school, we're studying, we're in class, we're using most 100%, let's say at least 95% of our brain.
So where did the average 10% come from?
So that was it's just a myth. I'm not sure where it started from, but I do know that my first exposure to that was in a movie. Like there was a movie where
Lucy,
That's
yes,
my movie. I love Lucy.
that was
like
such
that
a good
movie.
movie. That was such a good movie.
Okay, so do you believe knowledge is everywhere and then we're going to evolve into everything?
What? Say that again.
Knowledge is everywhere and we're going to evolve into everything. So you know how like at the end of the movie she kind of like absorbed to 100% and the matter of her physical body kind of went into everything.
Yeah, I think that's a load of bull crap.
What?
All that's not real.
Of course it's not real. I'm talking about metaphorically.
Metaphorically, no. Like in the future, is that gonna happen? Like, are we gonna merge
No,
with
I'm
computers or
talking
something?
about.
Like as a
I don't have the words
conspiracy.
to explain. Do you get me?
I think that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're talking about more in a sense of like grounding yourself, like, because I think that with that, with the movie, outside of like what we physically saw, I got from it like by the end of the movie, she became at peace with what was happening to her. Like she understood like this was gonna happen, so she was at peace with that. And once she was at peace completely, that's when she reached 100%, and that's when she became of everything. And so I think that mentally, it was more of a mind thing rather than an actual physical thing. I feel like
You just turned that deep. It was supposed to be a fun conversation.
Definitely of the mind. And
No, but I do agree with you. I feel like at first she was like disheveled. She was like, oh, but I just took this whatever drug that made her do that, and then in the end, she kind of got with it and accepted her fate. But it was a really good movie. It was a really good movie overall.
Yeah, I think that the more she became at peace with what was happening, the more she saw the abilities that she can do. And so, yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to the second misconception. There's a belief that whatever you're good at, there's an Asian that's probably better than you.
Is that an Asian?
Yeah.
Like Asian person?
Yeah, like an Asian person.
Okay. What
Yeah.
do I do about that? Somebody got to be better at me than something, but I'm sure I'm better at somebody
Asian,
than
I feel
something.
like you just go to Asia and you just realize that whatever we're doing in America, like they're doing it times 10 in Asia and like Japan. Like Asians got to be studied. Okay, this is gonna sound.
Yeah, what is? I was about to say, what is the point here?
This is gonna sound like if we have to do slavery all over again, we should go to Asia instead of Africa.
What?
Sorry, nobody wants to go through slavery again.
But I'm just putting it out there. So if y'all white people considering that again, like go over there instead.
I feel like that's a little ignorant, but okay.
Moving on. Is there a way that we can significantly improve our brain function?
More sleep, more rest, more water.
Yeah, but
You mean in
that is
way?
true.
Because I could use some sleep.
You want to get out of here so bad.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like I noticed a difference in how I execute things, how I think about things, how I just handle things when I don't have any sleep. That definitely affects your brain activity and brain function.
It does, but do you typically not sleep?
No, I like to sleep. That's why when I don't sleep, I notice it.
Yeah, but let's say for someone that gets good amount of sleep every night, let's say 7-8 hours every night, it almost feels like we know that it's good for your brain, but it almost feels like I already do that. Like it's not gonna help me get any smarter. But
Who feels like that?
it's just me. damn.
Yo, what did you just say? You said, "Oh, if I get a bunch of sleep, why do I need to sleep? Why? How is that going to make me smarter?"
Yeah, like I'm already sleeping.
Have you
7-8
ever
hours.
ran off fatigue? Have you ever ran off like 48 to 72 hours nonstop?
No.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Y'all done that?
Yes.
Why the hell would you do that?
Because
It's alive.
you have things to
Yeah,
get
get out.
done. You have things to get done, and now like when you work full time and you have jobs that are demanding and very hands on, and you're in school full time, you have to get your work done when you can, and sometimes you have to sacrifice your sleep. However, when you're sacrificing your sleep, you feels it. Feels, that's not even a word. You feels it. Okay.
No, that's fine. You might have to make that a catchphrase. You feels that. I feels that.
Yo, for real. I'm
like-
feeling it right now.
Yeah, like you feel it. So, and it changed how you think and how you get through your day. So
Damn, y'all just called me lazy in the most crazy way.
You said it, not me.
because you said that because you were saying
My
if
sleep
you
always
get-
comes first.
So you're
Okay,
saying,
so that's how you need to operate. You need sleep
So
to
I'm doing
operate.
good. All right.
So basically, no,
Shout
because
out
what
to
he's
me.
saying is this is why he calls himself lazy. He's saying that he gets 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, and then want more sleep throughout the day. We're just saying we want some sleep. Period. We could be happy if we could get 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
I'm not saying I want more sleep. I'm just saying, like, if I have to, I don't think I really ever sacrifice sleep because I feel like for me that's counterproductive. Like, what if if I ever have to stay up to do something, I'm not doing it like to the best of my ability, and I know that.
Okay.
Okay,
so
I think
that what you just
let me know
said-
like when you do have to do that.
So what I'm from the three of us, what I'm getting is that most people sacrifice sleep to do stuff.
Think about
I
a
just
mother.
don't operate that way.
A mother has to wake up at 5 a.m., get herself ready. Then by the time she
Shout out
ready,
to
she
the
got to get
single
her
mom,
kids
first of
ready.
all.
Not
Shout out to
even
the
single
single
moms, moms in general.
period, yeah.
So she got to get herself ready, then her kids, then go to work, come home from work, get her kids again, be a mom,
It's
cook dinner,
tough.
bathe them, get herself ready. By the time she going to sleep, it's like 11, midnight.
And still got to be a baddie.
Exactly. So what do you mean? It's not just something you just choose to do. It's things that you have to do, like sacrificing sleep in order to be productive. But eventually you do make time to care about yourself and put yourself first.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Because if you lack sleep too long, then your body will shut down on you. Like when
Yeah.
you sleep, that's when your body regenerates. That's when your body heals itself. So if you're not getting any sleep, then how do you expect for your body to heal all that you have exhausted from it throughout the day?
So
And
yes, you will get smarter
if you sleep
when you get
more.
some sleep.
We're like scientists in this mall.
I don't know if you ever been so sleepy, like you might fall asleep driving, or you like take a nap and you sleep for like 6 to 8 hours.
Driving?
Exactly.
Yo,
that's a scary place to be. So
Yo, one time I was coming up from upstate New York. It was like a 2-hour drive, but I think I was doing deliveries at the time. But I was like tired, but I'm like 2 miles away from home. I'm like thugging it out. I just want to go home and get in bed. I'm on the highway, literally close to my exit. My eyes just like, and honestly, you don't even know when your eyes close. And next thing I know, I'm hearing, like, you know how when you're going close to the shoulder, you hear the things like, grrr. Yo, I'm hearing, like, grrr. I wake up, like, my car is damn near scratching the wall. I'm like, yo. But that was such a wake-up call for me. Whenever I feel sleepy on the wheel, I am parking on the side of the road and I'm taking like a 15-minute nap. And that is such a game changer because I'm like good for the rest of the trip. So
if you can afford to do that.
you can't afford to do that?
No, I said if you can afford to do that.
Sometimes
I feel like it's better than trying to get there and now you end up crashing your car. Like, whatever it is, like, park your car and take a nap.
I
Yeah.
agree. That's why I said if you can afford to do that.
Yeah, they say driving sleepy is actually worse than driving drunk.
Yeah, damn near.
'Cause when you sleepy, you really
You can't control it. You can't control it.
Okay.
But So last one. Have you guys... Madi giving me the eyes. Have you guys heard of... I think we've talked about this before. The chemical called adenosine.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that. What was that? It was...
So adenosine is a chemical in your brain. First off, adenosine is from adenosine triphosphate, which is the byproduct of eating. So what the body taps into to get energy from is adenosine triphosphate. So your food is changing your body to adenosine triphosphate. And so that's where we get our energy from in our bodies. But as we consume that, the byproduct of that is adenosine. And the function of adenosine in your body is to induce sleepiness and when your brain is not, it's gonna sound, I'm not the most educated, but your brain is not overworked. So off the wake up, your adenosine levels are at its minimum. But as you go on throughout the day, the adenosine levels in your body increases. So when it gets up there, you kind of have to sleep. All right. So, but I guess the fascinating thing about it is when you go through stress, it actually increases the amount of adenosine in your body. So you could be up at 8 a.m., but if you have a stressful day just from like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., your adenosine level increases.
Of course.
You automatically,
Let me go to bed.
Yeah, you kind of need to sleep it off. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like when I was doing the research, I was like, wow, like, is that really how my body works? That's pretty cool.
I mean, I think that that makes sense. Because anytime I feel any type of way, I'm ready to sleep it off.
Exactly.
Even any type of pain, I sleep through it. I prefer not
and it's
to take
been
a medication.
shown that,
So,
like, let's say you're in school, you're stressed. If you take like a little nap, and let's say you have to get something done, you have a deadline. If you take a nap and then you get back into it, it actually reduces your adenosine levels and makes you better equipped to, I guess, tackle what you have to tackle.
so what
Yeah, I
you're
need
saying
one of
is
them
we
right
need a nap.
now.
Yeah, we need naps. Your adenosine level is looking pretty high right now, Maddie.
I know.
Oh, you don't gotta tell me. I know.
But it's been a great pod so far. I've enjoyed this. This was a good episode. Shout out to us. Yup. But I'm sure Matt would be glad to hear that we have come to the end of another episode of Polar Bears. Thank you for all the minutes you spent listening. We've had great topics. It's been nice having you on here, Bree.
Thank you for having
You
me.
kind of like really
thank you for
blend
coming.
in. She might be like a third. Too soon. for that.
Welcome.
Welcome to PB.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was great conversation.
It was a great conversation. You can catch us on Spotify and YouTube. And also, I would encourage y'all to, on Spotify, give us a rating. If you do listen to episodes, you have the ability to rate the podcast. Go on there, give us a good rating so we can spread the word and, gain popularity.
Rate it, comment.
All of that
Give your
good stuff.
thoughts.
Like. And yeah, thank you for listening. We out of here. Grrr. Bow.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.